Hello, good morning, everyone. So we're going to start. Thank you so much for being patient, and thank you for joining us today. So nice to see you all. My name is Cynthia Mene. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Inspire Africa for Global Impact Initiative. So I want to say congratulations to you all once again for participating, joining us in this virtual summit and participating in the Ignite Innovation Lab program. Congratulations. So just to give a quick, shortly, I know some of you are already commenting on the chat. So just to give a quick say hello, I would like you all to, if you can post on the chat again, to just say hello, tell us where you're calling from, where you're joining us from. And please try to respect everyone's presence by muting your mic when you're not speaking. That will be very helpful. Thank you. Okay, so just some housekeeping rules. Like I said, please mute your mic if you're not speaking. So I've tried to make sure that some participants will not be able to unmute themselves again, except like when it's time for the Q&A session. So for now, please mute yourself if you are still not yet muted. And then it will be, for easy flow, it's to be best for us to like ask questions during the Q&A. So maybe while we are doing the presentation, if you have questions, just keep them down so that during Q&A, you can put them directly in the chat, so that at that period, we know that what we see in the chats are only questions, as opposed to when people are sending messages, saying other things, and then we are not able to trace most of your questions. And also one thing you should note is that when you type, check your settings to see if it's saying private or to everyone, because I can see that some people made a post now, but it's saying to private. So you need to check and make sure that it's going to everyone, it's not going to private. If not, I'll be the only one who sees it if it's on private. But if it's on, if it's going to everyone, then everybody will see it. Then another thing I want you to do would be to rename your profile. So how you would do that is to check so go to participants, check down on Zoom, go to participants, where you see your name by the corner, just click on more. When you see more, you can rename yourself. So rename, put your name, and then put in bracket your country. So let me give an example now. So on your own side, like participants, click on rename. Put your name and country. I'm going to give, if you can see that, let me know on the chat. If you can't see that, oh yeah, somebody has done that. So Daniel, Nigeria. Oh good, Emmanuel. Yes. Good. Some people are doing theirs now. Somalia. Abdurrahim from Somalia. Good. I just did mine. Kenya. We have Alexander from Kenya. Good. Ibrahim from Nigeria. Abigail, Nigeria. Blessing, Nigeria. Chidiotu, Nigeria. Bridget, Nigeria. Awesome. So thank you for keeping to that. Some people are using the annotation to draw. I didn't say you should draw on my screen. I say you should check on your participants and then you can mute yourself. Okay. So good. So let's, so this is how we're going to, today, how many of you know that today is going to be, this first day is more like the virtual summit orientation. The second day is where we'll have our guest speakers entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, experts talk to you, and you get to learn from them. So today we would do a lot of learning about the program and and answer a lot of questions that you have. But first of all, I want to say thank you for making good contributions in the classroom, for being active, and also giving your best to the tasks that have been given to you so far. So now, this just a quick then I want some people who, what I want you to do is to go back again down where you saw participants video. There's something called annotation. I think it's under more, it should be under more. So annotate, you see it like a pen. I know some of you already used it to draw on the screen. So if you click on it, pick a color, any color of your choice. And then when you pick a color, on this screen right here where you see map of Africa, I want you to draw something, anything, in the part of the country where you are from. Don't draw, don't just draw, just in the part of the country where you are from. Just make some noise in that place. Yes, let's see where we have more people. I think Nigeria will take the lead. Nice. Some people are good. Someone from Tanzania. Yeah, South Sudan. Awesome. Ah, Nigeria is not fair. Awesome. Ah, okay, that's enough. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I like that noise. It's well heard. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful one. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off. Somebody too can also help me in clean. That's enough. No more drawing. Let's move to the next slide. Someone can help me in cleaning it off. So quickly, we're going to talk about, I'm just going to introduce you to our mission. Then what we would also do, like introduce ourselves. I'll give an opportunity for us to introduce ourselves, but that will be in a breakout session. So during that breakout session, you will get to network, meet people, and also talk about what you do. So you learn more about it. So, but quickly, so before I do that, Sarah or Samar, can you help to use the eraser to clean the screen for me? Okay, yeah, I think it's already going up. So quickly, you know, we are already in a digital transformation age, and the things that are happening now, if you are not getting yourself equipped for it, you will definitely be left behind. So either in business, either in the workplace, whatever it is, we know very well now that due to COVID-19 and the things that have happened more recently, there's been a lot of disruption, even not just because of COVID-19, even with automation, AI, and the rest of it. So we are actually on a mission to help young people in Africa. We want to equip them with digital skills and business skills to help them create innovative enterprises and thrive globally. Basically, Inspire Africa is a non-profit organization launched since 2016. So far, we have trained more than 3,000 youths, created over 300 jobs, and currently, Inspire Africa runs 2 programs. The first is Ignite Innovation Lab, and the second is the Emerging Leaders for Africa, which is a new program. So Emerging Leaders for Africa, we hope to equip youth on universities or recent graduates with the skills to prepare them for the workplace. While Ignite Innovation Lab is to equip youth with the skills to start either new businesses or gain business skills that they can use to create new innovations to develop Africa and create jobs. So in this Ignite Innovation Lab, this is the first digital transformation program we already did this innovation labs almost 2 years ago, which was sponsored by the US Embassy for 300 female young entrepreneurs in Nigeria. So digital transformation is helping us to reach to more youth across Africa. And our goal for this particular innovation lab is for you to create new and viable, profitable business that are, is it a digital enterprise that you can, or you can run online, and you can serve your customers and meet them online, so that you, in the near future or whenever it is, disruptions or anything like this would not affect your businesses. It will continue to thrive. And we want to be able to create social and sustainable enterprises that addresses one of the sustainable development goals. And the reason why we pick the sustainable development goals is because most of the ideas or innovations that come out from these addressing the sustainable development goals is actually helping to solve a need, and also to solve a need, to meet, to help people and to develop the nation. So we, because personally as a mission, we want to help nations, which is in Africa, people and places prosper. So so I thank you and I congratulate you once again for joining us. Shortly, I'm going to want everybody to like introduce themselves. I'm going to give an opportunity for that. I will put you into breakout rooms. And before I do that, I want you to take note of this questions. I'll also send that to your groups when you are in session. So how this would happen would be, you would introduce yourself. Maybe one person starts and says your name, city or country where you're calling from, what you currently do, and what you're passionate about, and then your motivation for applying to this program. So when you say that, then the next person, and then the next person, until it goes round. And I think we'll only have within 10 to 15 minutes for that, and then the timer will automatically bring you back. So you should allow everybody to speak as much as possible. And also, another thing is that one or two persons who will be willing to volunteer, somebody should volunteer in your group to harvest some of the findings so that you can present it to the larger group shortly afterwards. Okay, are we ready for that? If you're ready for that, say yes on the chat. Okay, so just give me a few minutes. I'm going to break you out into groups shortly. And when you see that pop up on your screen, just click join, or it will take you automatically into a new breakout room. So while it's moving you, just be patient. After some time, it's going to take you into that room. So okay, almost done. So by now you should start moving to your groups. Have a wonderful time. if you are still in this general room, I would advise you, can you see a button, any button there that says you should join breakout room? So Uche, you haven't been assigned to a room. I would assign you now. We just started a new breakout room for people to introduce themselves. So I'll assign you to a room. The rest of you, I think you will see you soon. Should be able to join shortly.
More, I really wish to acquaint myself with more knowledge, and we'll see where that takes us from there. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
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 Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning. Good
Oh,
morning.
okay. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
On
we
my
can hear
side,
you.
okay, thank you. I'm Alexander Ochele from Kenya.
Okay.
And, right now it's afternoon. That's why it sounds so much conspicuous on my side. I'm from Kenya, and currently I'm an agribusiness enthusiast. I use social media platforms to market agribusiness between us and the youth. And the reason why I came this club is to learn more on online digital skills that the host applied to, gave us, and looking to very many things in future. Thank you. Tokeni hapa.
You're welcome.
Tokeni hapa.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let me introduce myself. So I didn't complete everything. So I'm Michael, joining from Abu. The Ignite Innovation platform has really been an eye opener to me. I learned a lot of things I never expected. I learned
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. So Hassan asked for help. Are you having any challenge on the group?
I think the background is too noisy, and again I'm asking those people that are not talking should mute their mic.
Okay, so since you're in a breakout room, you have to, the participants will have to mute their mic themselves. I can't, if I mute you, all of you won't be able to interact. So if you're not speaking, please respect others and just mute yourself. Are you all done with your introduction?
Yes.
Okay, so you would, so this is a breakout room for you to network. All of the other participants are also in their own group. So you need to create something. You'll be taken out of this room soon. So you need to create something to interact, create something, and then get to know each other. That's the essence. The essence is for you to network and get to know each other. But you'll be taken out. I think you still have about 4 minutes to do something. So make the most out of it.
Okay, thank you, Ma. We'll do just that.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
So everyone, so what are your expectations from this innovation lab? You know, what are you expecting? What are you bringing to the table? What do you hope to achieve?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we can.
Hello? Yeah, very well. We can hear you.
And you can also share your video. Let them see you. So as you're talking, you're also trying to network, and you let them see you. Let them know. As I said, maybe you don't want to share your screen, but that's fine. Yeah. Good.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello, we can hear you.
Okay. Let's all discuss what we are going to even learn from this information. Also,
Hi, George. Hi, Sergio. How are you? Can you hear me? 1 second. Let me see. Unmute you. Just see. Can you unmute yourself? George, are you there? So Titi, we are currently in a breakout room. So if you are not, so you need to be in a room to network. Did you intentionally come back to the general room, or are you done with your own group? George, can you hear me? So welcome back, everybody. We have some more people coming back in. Just give a few more seconds, and then I would like 1 or 2 volunteers, 2 or 3 people from your group to just volunteer and share some thoughts about what you learned about some of the people that were in your group. So I think some people are still joining. It's going to take a few seconds more. Good, good, good. Okay, so now we have everybody in. So I'm going to give opportunity to a few people to say something, introduce themselves, and also to tell us about what he or she learned from your group. If you are interested to speak, please raise your hand, and then just raise your hands in that right using the Zoom one, and then we can unmute you to speak. So when I call you, you can go ahead and say something. Don't unmute yourself now. Please keep everything muted. Keep your either your Zoom phone or computer, whatever it is you're using, keep it muted. Oh my God, we have more than 10 people who want to speak. Okay. First of all, I'm going to give Samuel. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak. Just tell us about what you learned newly from your group.
Hello everyone, my name is Samuel. I'm from Nigeria. I was actually grouped in the room 9, so I met quite a number of and James and many more. Now, I'm very much passionate about agriculture, more on hydroponics, farm and practice. Yes, I've actually been having so much knowledge about it.
So so we're hearing so much noise. Please try to respect everybody and mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. So right now I've set it, you won't be able to unmute yourself until I mute you. So please mute yourself. Then Samuel, sorry about that, I'm going to unmute you back. So I'm going to unmute Samuel back, but now I have to set it so that everybody will not be able to unmute themselves again, because some people kept making a lot of noise. Okay, so Samuel, I've unmuted you. Go ahead and speak.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Samuel Akami. I'm from Nigeria. I was actually grouped in the room 9 alongside Sadia, Maria, James, and many more people. I really enjoyed the group because you could actually share what you're up to and many more. Well, I'm actually passionate about agriculture, more urban farming, hydroponics specifically. I've had a very good knowledge about it over 5 years now. I've been working on it, working with Gatna in Lagos and many more. So I met Maria. She shared her own story about the NGO that empowered over 1,500 people thereabouts. And it's very, very nice. I'm looking forward to better opportunities in this challenge. Many thanks.
Thank you so much, Samuel. That's so nice of you. So I only have a few more people. So in case you raised your hand before, just know that the thing it's already cleared up, so you can raise your hand again. So I'm going to unmute Oloru Toba. I'm going to unmute you shortly. Just briefly, just say something briefly about what you learned in your video. So go ahead. Can you hear us? Oloru Toba, can you hear us?
Can you?
Okay. Go ahead and speak.
I met Blessing Precious Clinton. Blessing is passionate about sustainable impact. Clinton is a graphic designer, and she's a graduate, and also I will also say the experience has been amazing so far for everyone on my team and people that I met. It has been a space where I feel everyone needs digital skills to advance every form of their life and to open their mind to the opportunities that we can explore in the world that we have today. Thank you very much. My name is Toba Bella.
Thank you so much. I want everyone to, if you can, open up your videos, if you can, because I see everyone is, so open up your videos because it will also be helpful. We might need to take pictures as well while the whole thing is going on. So I'm going to allow Ifeanyi Chukwu to speak. Ifeanyi Chukwu, I will mute you shortly. So just say something briefly about what you learned shortly from your own group. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Obeta Ifeanyi Chukwu. An undergraduate student. So during the meeting, I got to meet some amazing people in my group. There is Esther, there is Precious, there is Olisa, there is Azet. Sorry, I can't remember all their names, but like they are wonderful people. So I came to see that they are passionate about solving problems in the country and at Africa at large, and each of them has a lot some problems that they are passionate about solving, and they are open to learning and collaboration. So one of the things I like about this program is that it will give me opportunity to learn from people, because I don't know it, or I can't do it all by myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful. Thank you for sharing. So let me give Precious. So I'm not sure we'll be able to do everyone, so we'll have more time later on to speak. But for now, I'll just give Precious one more person and maybe two more, then we are done. Okay, Precious and Sarah will go next.
All right, good morning, everybody. Actually, if I had a way to bring down my hand, I would have, because Ifeanyi that just spoke now is also in my group, and he has summarized everything this time. Yes, so yeah, so I'm the Precious that was in that group.
Okay, that's good. So,
so I don't want to repeat what he has said over and over. So let me just bring down my hand at this particular point in time, because he has summarized.
No problem. Thank you. So Sarah, I'm going to unmute you, Sarah Welts. Sarah Welts, go ahead and speak. Sarah Welts, are you there?
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, Ma, I am. Can you hear me? It's been wonderful. And I met with Hassan, okay, and we talked about the fact that the training, our expectation has been is huge. We have really high expectations for the innovation. Also, my expectation is to gain practical skills.
So Sarah, your network is kind of poor, so we can't. It's breaking. We can't hear you. So I'm sorry. I might have to like mute you so that we can have other people speak in order to save our time.
An online business. So it's really been amazing, and we're super excited.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. That was nice of you sharing. Your network was breaking, but at least we heard you. And then I'm going to give Alexander. So Alexander will be the last person to speak for now. So Alexander, I just unmuted you. Please go ahead and speak.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexander Ochele from Kenya. The group I was in was just amazing. I met the likes of all around Tuba, and then also others by the name IBM. That was the acronym she told us. And most of them are from different disciplines when it comes to career development. Others are on medicine, others on agriculture, and others are on business. So that was a wonderful avenue whereby skill development could be harnessed. And therefore, I think with the unfolding, it will be just a nice experience. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexander. That was so nice of you. And thank you to everyone who spoke. I really appreciate your time and also for volunteering. So we'll just dive back shortly to our presentation to speak a little bit more about the program overall. And then afterwards, we'll also take one or two breaks because this is going to be a little bit longer than you expected. But we'll try our best to do justice because we want you to have as much information as possible to make sure you deliver the best and get the best out of this program. So I'm going to share my screen again. Just a minute, I'm going to share my screen again so that we could learn more about the rest of the innovation process. Okay, so for the Ignite Innovation Lab, I will just give a brief introduction and then we'll go down to how the process will flow. I'll also give some of my team members, Sarah and Samoa, you get to hear from them today. So Ignite Innovation Lab, as we all know, the challenge process, this is what's going to happen. The main goal is for you to identify problems within your community that would be able to solve. And you already applied to join this program. We're able to select a few people to participate in this innovation process. Unfortunately, we couldn't take everyone. So I congratulate you for making it up to this process, making it up to this very stage. So the major thing you will do throughout this innovation phase, prior to now, I'm sure many of you have done the digital skill primer, doing the G Suite primer, doing the digital marketing primer. So I think that you would right now, I'm sure you already had a wonderful experience with it. So right now, we will dive into the human-centered design thinking innovation process. And this is going to be a wonderful experience for you. I would enlighten you more later on that. So we have a series of tasks that you would do during the innovation phases, and I'm sure by now you've gotten your folders, and during that innovation process, you get to see some of the tasks and also learn what it means to follow a human-centered design thinking methodology to create new innovations. Then during this process too, we will have like mentors, your mentors who would help support you, provide feedback in whatever thing you're doing, and at the same time assess your work. And then at the end of it, we are going to pitch your solution to a panel of judges virtually right here. And then when you pitch your solution, we will be able to select a few winners that would participate in the, or get the final prizes. So how many of you have gotten or completed the digital skill primer? Can you say something in the chat? Let me know if you have completed the digital skill primer. Say yes, no, almost there, whatever. Okay, good. Some people are done. Some people are almost there. Some people have not yet completed there. So please make sure you complete your G Suite primer, most especially, even if you're not able to complete your digital marketing primer yet. But make sure you complete your G Suite primer, because you would need this skill in your collaboration during your work. So complete your G Suite primer as much as possible. Okay, then. So at this point in time, I'm going to ask Sarah to tell us a little bit more about team. Sarah would speak more about team and then tell you, give you some more information, what you need to know about your team. And if you have any questions, please note that down. Later on, towards the Q&A session, we'll be able to take questions, and then I might be able to add to that aspect. So I know many of you have a lot of things to say about team. So right now I will stop talking, and then I will give Sarah the opportunity to speak. So Sarah, I'm going to unmute you shortly.
Thank you, Cynthia. Hello, everyone. Hi, I hope you can hear me. So the first thing I'm going to speak through is teams. So by now you should have all received your team allocations. These have been emailed to you with your team members' contact information so that you can email one another or start a WhatsApp group together. Some people were saying that the emails were going to their spam. So firstly, please do check your email regularly so you don't miss any important information. But also check your spam folder if you're struggling to find your team allocation or any other communications that have been coming from the Inspire Africa account. So during our last webinar, there were a few questions about how teams have been decided. So I'll explain how we've structured the teams. Most teams have 5 members. There are some that have 4, some that have 6, but please don't worry, you still have a good mix of skills and abilities in your team. It's just had to be done like that based on numbers. We looked at your CVs to ascertain experience so that we could ensure each team had a variety of skills. For example, someone with marketing experience, someone with graphic design experience, experience with working in technology or logistics. So we've tried our best to make sure there's a real mix of skills in each team. Each team has a mix of male and females and a mix of countries that everyone is from. You may find that the majority of the team are from Nigeria. That simply reflects the fact that a large majority of our applications were from Nigeria, but we still tried to mix you up a little bit. So you've got all those different countries and experiences as part of your team. We put people into teams together based on their interests. So when you applied and you completed the application questions, we asked for areas of you were interested in working in, so agriculture, transport, health, and we selected your first choice and we've put you in teams based on this. This is with the hope that you shall, as a team, all be interested in developing a solution in the same area. When you received your team allocations, you will have also noticed that a team leader was appointed. So leaders have been allocated based on previous leadership experience that they had written about on their CV. So they may have leadership experience in a past innovation challenge or business in their own, their own business they've set up or the workplace. So leaders should contact the other team members to kind of set up WhatsApp groups, take it upon yourselves to make sure you get all your team members together over the weekend and you've all spoken to one another. Leaders should also be responsible for contacting mentors to organize meetings. So as you know, every team will be allocated a mentor. But when you do send these correspondences, it would be great if you could CC in all of your other team members. So everyone is in the loop, everyone's communicating and knows what's going on. Regardless of this though, regardless of having the leader, it's important to note that this is a collaborative effort. You're completing this challenge as a team and it requires everyone to be engaged in giving their best. At the end of the challenge, there will be an opportunity to peer assess your fellow team members as well as your leader. And this may lead to some award certificates for outstanding team members at the end of the challenge. So even if you're slightly disappointed that you weren't chosen as a leader, it's still important that everyone, gives their best and gets involved and make sure that your leader is carrying out the responsibilities they need to as well. It really is a group effort. The last thing to add about teams would be that if you do have an inactive member, and give people some time to respond, because as I said, some emails have gone into spam. So don't panic if you haven't heard from everyone yet. Give people time to check their emails following this summit. Please, but if they still haven't responded by Sunday, the end of the weekend, please do let us know. If you only have one inactive team member, the likelihood is you will stay in that team as you are, because as I said, some people are 4, some people are 6. So you will be fine if one person's missing, but we shall remove that individual from the program so that they don't receive a certificate or a prize based on your hard work as a team if they have been inactive. But if there are more than 2 members of your team who are inactive, then please do report it to us by the end of the weekend. And in that case, you should expect your team to be reorganized. So we'll create a Google Sheet for reporting inactive team members. But I think the most important thing to take from this is that you should now be making an effort to communicate and get to know your fellow team members, as networking is a big part of this challenge and it will only help your team do better. So I think that's everything for teams, unless Cynthia or someone wants to add anything. If not, I will move on to mentors. So as I said,
let me just add something quickly. So for the team, I want you to know that this is a team effort, and you know that the strength of the team, like it said in this place, lies in the individual. It actually depends on the extra sacrifice, the commitment you give to it. Some of you might need to go the extra mile to make sure to you succeed as a team. Because if you don't take that challenge, every other person might just be laid back, and then it's going to affect the entire team. Meanwhile, 1 or 2 individuals in that team might have the potential to help the team succeed. So do not see it as, so take the step, even if you're not the team leader, drive things, make things happen, don't wait, but just be respectful of each other's time. And then some of you who, some of you asked questions in the classroom today and we're a little bit not sure or aware that teams have been introduced. Please, you need to check and read the email properly that was sent to you. So one thing we're going to do, because this is a digital age, we would not be attaching documents for anybody. We won't be attaching files because that's getting outdated. We are only going to be putting links to files. So you'll see your team folder in that same email. Anything you see underlined, you know that it's something you need to click on and open. So your team folder has been introduced and it's in the same email. So please, whenever we send that, make sure you take your time to read it. For those who have seen theirs and joined, congratulations. We are taking note of your effort. Thank you and well done. So yeah, Sarah, back to you. So you can go ahead with mentors.
Okay, thank you. So each team has been allocated a mentor. All of the mentors that have been chosen for the program by Cynthia have entrepreneurial or business experience, or they have knowledge of human-centered design thinking. So all of which will be extremely useful for providing feedback during the challenge. During the challenge, you will have 2 calls with your mentors. So it's split into 1 call per week. So first week you'll have 1 towards the end and then the second as well. Please note that you should give your mentor sufficient notice of this call and organize it early. So there are 60 teams on the program and mentors are allocated to more than 1 team. So they will probably have quite a few calls to be doing at the same time. So kind of get in there early, send an email, see their availability, organize your availability with your team and organize the call early if you can. Mentors shall also be formally assessing your work. So we've curated assessment sheets that they shall use when they're looking at your work. And these grades and feedback will be sent to the program coordinator so we can track your progress and performance. But they can also give you more informal feedback. So on Google Drive, you may or may not know there's a comment option, so they can add comments to your work and kind of informally give you feedback based on what you've completed so far. So any comments you see in your work in Google Drive, we ask that you please don't delete them. Remove the comments. So please don't click this, first of all, because it ensures that everyone in your team has an opportunity to read the feedback. And secondly, it allows us to see the feedback so we can also just track your progress in another way. We understand some of you have already made efforts to introduce yourself to your mentor. That's really great. And we'd advise that you look in the team contact information sheet and email your mentor to introduce yourselves. Email is a more formal form of communication, so we'd advise that that is the best way to contact your mentor. If, however, your mentor is okay with using WhatsApp to communicate, that's absolutely fine, but they're not expected to join your team WhatsApp group, so please do not text or call them without their permission. But with regards to, formal feedback, that's all needs to be done via Google Drive or the assessment sheets. Don't request feedback or discuss feedback in your WhatsApp groups. Keep those in the formal channels and keep your WhatsApp group more as a chat and a social area for your team. So yeah, I think that's everything on mentors.
Okay, so next we'll talk about contacts. So I'm going to have someone to say something about that. So just a second, let me unmute you. Yeah, go ahead, Sama.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to talk about contacts and communication. So I have majorly been in charge of sending emails and communicating with most of you. And a lot of you know me already. I have answered your emails. So I just want to formally state what should go where and what should be directed to who. So first of all, contact. If you need to reach anyone concerning the program, to make inquiries, to whatever it is, there are 3 people. Obviously, that's Cynthia, me, and Sarah that you can reach. But then please, some people have sent us personal emails. We don't, email communication will not come to us personally. So please, if you need to ask a question or you need to reach us personally actually, you reach us on info@weinspireafrica.org. That's the email I have used to send most messages. If you send a message there, I'll read it and then I'll reply you. If you haven't gotten a reply, I apologize. I'll still go through it and then get back to you. So once more, it's info@weinspireafrica.org. Okay, Sarah just put that in the box right now. If you send messages there, will reach you. But our major form of our major means of communication for the IGL, for the Inspire, for the lab is the Google Classroom. So we've sent repeated messages to people. By now, I believe everyone should be in the classroom. Now, the classroom is, we deleted the other group. So please, if you are not in the classroom with the code MEA26RO, please join that, because beyond the primer classes that you took, we're going to update posts on it regularly. So please ensure that you check the classroom regularly. There's an app for it. Google Classroom has an app. So I would advise that please you download the app on your phone and check it regularly. Because if we send emails notifying you of tasks for your team, we'll also put it in the classroom. So the classroom will notify you, right? So please, the communication is done in the classroom. And concerning that, we have had people send us messages from time to time asking a question. Most times when we send emails, people respond to the email and ask questions. So many times we have repeat questions. For instance, we're answering one question in 15 places or in 20 places because different people are asking. So please, to simplify that, we actually have a large number. We have 63 teams. We have over 300 people here. And then it gets cumbersome trying to answer everyone individually. So please would advise, if you have a question, ask in the classroom. That will help us with two things. Number one will be that it will reduce the number of times you have to answer the same question. That's one. Then number two, it will also benefit other people that have the same question. So if you have a question, it's most likely, or if you have a challenge, it's most likely not unique to you. Please post it in the classroom. We can see that and respond. If someone opens his or her email, say 1 hour after you opened yours, and has the same question, can just go back there and check. If it is that particular question has not been addressed, then you can ask again, place a reminder, or you can then send an email. But please, as much as possible, try to ask all questions in the group. It will make our work a lot easier, so that we don't end up not responding to some people, and then they feel left out. Right? So please, Google Classroom, can download the app and then check your emails very regularly for general communication. Right. Then for mentors, Sarah just spoke about mentors. I've noticed that some people, we noticed that some people keep sending messages. For instance, if we send an email, some people just reply with "thank you, noted," and all. While we appreciate your communication, please do not. Okay, first of all, we move that to the classroom, right? And then secondly, please do not do that to the mentors. Do not abuse access. So please, no one should send. Okay, as Sarah said, for mentors, they are not mandated to be in your WhatsApp group, but if they want to be in the group, fine. But please do not send personal messages to them. Do not pick their numbers and call them. Of course, that would be overwhelming. And also, as Sarah said, there's no mentor handling just one group. They have multiple groups. So please try to respect their time and then keep everything straight to the point. Do not waste time, because there are people that have work, and then they have large responsibilities, and also please respect their time, and they do not send anything personal. Where the team lead needs to communicate with their mentor, please you copy your group members. So there's nothing personal there. Your mentor is just relating you as per work, right? So about emails, some people do not see their emails, because when we send notifications, sometimes that goes into your spam or your promotions folder. So please check everything so you don't get to miss anything. If we had our way, we would make it go straight into your inbox, but sometimes it goes into the spam. We're trying to sort that, but for now, please click your spam, click your promotions to be sure that you have not missed anything. Also, when the applications for the lab came in, some people didn't have Gmail addresses, sorry, and so they had to open Gmail. Please, if you opened a new mailbox, if you got a new email address, please check it regularly. Download the Gmail app and then link it to your phone, so that when a new email comes, you're able to get a notification for it. Also, when there's a new post, or when there's a new post in the Google Classroom, You also get a link on your Gmail. So please, checking your email is very vital to us and to you, right? Then let's see, we have a Facebook group. We'll share the link shortly. Please join the group. This group is not for, it's basically for networking. So it's for people to get to meet themselves. It might not necessarily be active right now as we're focusing on the lab, but then if you click on the group, it's just a social networking group, and then we can get to communicate after the lab itself. So please, you just keep in touch. I think that is all I have here, Cynthia, except if you want to add anything else.
Okay, thank you so much, Samoa. Thank you. Samoa has done a very good job communicating to you some of the things that we expect from you. We esteem you very highly, and we hope that you keep up to those standards. Another thing is that we want to teach you how to do things professionally. So it's part of the skills we're equipping you with. So while you're learning how to collaborate via cloud computing, while you're learning how to work in teams, you should also learn how to communicate communicate properly. So when you are either writing to your mentors, and even when you are writing in your group, please make sure that you use right languages. Don't just use, like, for example, if you're speaking to your mentors, as Samoa said, don't just use, oh, thanks. Oh, so speak, thank you, ma, thank you, or thank you. Or if it is like, don't use abbreviations, ASAP, or like short abbreviations. Make sure you write the English in full, because if you're in any professional gathering, work and experience, so if you start developing these skills now, it will be able to come by for you easily, especially now that the world is going more digital, more global. So you might find yourself, probably you are somewhere in Somalia, you might find yourself one time in the future working for a company in the UK. So, and if you do not improve that skill, how you communicate, it's going to come very plainly. And then to mention that, like, we also know that some people are from different countries and not everybody is very fluent in English. So at least be respectful of how they communicate. If you do not understand them when they write or when they speak, please politely request for more explanation or more clarity, but try to understand that everybody have different level of English communication because of the different places we are coming from. So Tema, you help to put the Google Classroom. I see that some people say they are not yet in the classroom. You help to put the how to join the Google Classroom there, and you also help to put the link to the Facebook group down in the chat for everyone to be able to access it. Then, so speaking about final pitch and prizes, this is one thing I am so much looking forward to. So many of you, I'm sure you are excited. I hope, so I really, really hope that you'll be able to stay committed and stay true throughout the entire process up to this final stage. Because we have large number, we intend to get the finalists to pitch during the virtual summit. So we decided that instead of everybody pitching, you will get to a stage where you'll be asked to complete a form called solution catalog. In that solution catalog, it's a synopsis, like a brief way of demonstrating how you write grants, how people apply for, how you write proposals. So how you present that, how you communicate, it matters a lot, and will help to determine if you'll be selected as a finalist, like your team will be selected as a finalist to pitch at the virtual summit. And it is from those teams who pitch would have the opportunity to win the first, second, or third prize. But even if you do not get to the finalist stage to pitch, so I think we might likely pick up to 10 teams. But depending, if your ideas are very, very interesting, we would be able to give more opportunity to more people. But most especially, we want to see the people who are able to prototype and demo their idea. So the ones who will be able to develop very good and very innovative prototypes that we can actually see it work, even if it's not like work perfectly well, but see how it looks like. that way it's easier for us to be very drawn to those ideas. So that's just a small hint. So throughout this, so we're going to, during the pitch, we will have like 3 minutes to pitch to a virtual panel of judges. So right now, as we are here, this is how it will work. We'll open up for you and your team, and then you talk, present. While you're presenting, your slides will go through. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Then you have 2 minutes, we'll have judges. Some of our mentors and faculty will be joining us, and they would judge through, most especially the faculties, the ones who will be speaking tomorrow. They will judge through what the work you have done, and then we'll get to the final winners. But I want you to know that some of the prizes, like we said, we'll give computers, laptop to the grand prize winners. So what I meant was that, because I know someone asked this question during the primer, in case for those who are not there, each team member on that team would get a laptop. On the winning team, only the grand prize team. So they would definitely get a laptop, each team member. So it's not like it's just the team leader. And another thing is, for the most outstanding team leader, based on assessment, gets award. Then we also hope to give you other prizes like the winning streak book. I think I have one here. So this is what it looks like. It was written by Mene Blessing. It's about like how you can win over and over again, how you write your proposals, how you pitch and get funding, and how you succeed in business and become also innovative with what you're doing. So that being said, in order to, because we have large volume, in order to reward other people's effort, we would definitely give other form of awards. So it's mostly come with awards, certificates, and some banners. So let's say social impact award, depending on your business model. Most innovative solution, global scale, that's ability for it to scale, potential to scale. Champion leader award, one of like for the most outstanding leader, it could be leaders, it could be more than one. But for now, champion leader award, champion team award. So we'll definitely give teams who are very good with their commitment, entirely holistic commitment. We have commitment award goes to some of the team members, exceptional team members, based on the assessments. Even though if you're not a team leader, and you are doing very well, doing actively engaged in some of what you're doing, we would see those assessments from your team members and even from your mentors, and then we'll be able to screen through all of these things and consider those who give commitment awards. So as same honorable mentions and so many other. So we also intend to give awards to highly like commendable team reports. So when we say team reports, mostly like organizational skill entirely, how you present your documents, because why we taught you the digital skills. I'm sure you saw that, how you do organize the folders, how you present it. So even though we've created some things like a structural type of task, but how so some of you, when you are either working, you have, maybe you've not had some kind of professional experience before, or if you have, very good, but some of you, you prior to now, you might have, maybe if they give you a document, you just drop it, write anything, and you don't edit it or format it or make it look professionally presentable and you send. So that's not good. So that's why we are teaching you all the skills. So we want to be able to commend the people who would make sure their work look very good, very professional, very neat. Yeah. So like I said earlier, one of the process you'd have to go through during this innovation phase is called like a human-centered design thinking. It's more like a 6-step innovation phase. We will start, so when I say 6-step innovation phase, right now what you are, so it's even more than that. So right now, what you're saying here is to start with empathize, but for us now, the first thing we'll do is to design your challenge. So we will be launching another set of another set of documents in your folder that would take you through what we call design challenge. So you will start it first individually so that you can understand the process, and then you would then start fully with your team together by Monday in this whole process. So when we launch this design challenge, it's going to, you will see a step-by-step process. I think Sarah will walk you through the folder, how it operates, but you will see a step-by-step guide on how to, maybe you're going to have some videos, some document or something to read. Please read them, because it will really enlighten your understanding to know what we want and give the best. So if you do not watch the videos, you not read them, it will be difficult for you to really understand, and you just create solutions that are normal and ordinary, that are not necessarily addressing needs. So we want real hard solutions that will meet needs of people and become change makers and game changers. So you will start with by empathy. It's just a simple methodology process called human-centered design thinking. Empathy is where you put yourself in the shoe of another person, trying to understand their need, their pain, and gain, and seeing how you can meet those needs through creating value, because business is about creating value. People pay for value, right? So the only way they pay for those value, the only way you can actually be really giving value is by meeting their needs. Then another phase of that innovation process is called define. We release, so in your task calendar, I'm sure you'd have seen there are different tasks you give. We'll release this folder one at a time. So design your challenge, then we'll release the empathy folder later on. Then we'll release the define folder. In the define folder, you will see instructions, tasks, and deliverable, where in define, it will take you a little bit deeper into how you need to frame the problem statement. So if we say, after creating empathy to understand the need of your customer, of your user, you will not be able to define it into a problem statement. So define is another word for problem framing. So you could see define, or you could see problem framing. Then after that, we moved you to another innovation phase, which is called ideation. So in ideation, ideate, you would be able to generate lots of ideas to meet that need. After you've understood your customer's need and the problem, you ideate, brainstorm with your team. We already designed a set of documents that will help you record some of all this, your activities as you do it, to professionally organize them using those Google Sheets, Google Doc, Google Slides, everything that you learned about. So during the ideation phase, it's most like generate lots of ideas like this, and then you streamline it down to one idea. So there's a process that allows you to get that into one idea. And then when you are generating ideas, one thing I need you to know is do not shoot down anybody's idea. No matter what that thing is, it's how crazy that idea could be, that somebody, so let's say you are brainstorming with your team and you're coming up with so many things. Yes, accept every single thing. Why? Because you will get to a point where you will need a component of one thing with a component of another thing to merge it to form one thing, one idea. So take note of that. So note down, brainstorm, and jot down all the many ideas everybody in your team are coming up with. And then you begin to follow that same process in terms of streamlining it to the final idea that your team will go with. And during the ideas, we also encourage you to do some drawings, make some visuals, and either you use some digital tools. Some of you might even be artists here, you never can tell. So visualize whatever you are doing. It will really help, and make it like, so you don't have, in design thinking, you don't have to be an expert. You could just snap some things or use pencil to sketch things, just to make things sure that you visualize them, put them in those documents. We want to see them. We'll be very excited to see what you're doing. Come up with crazy things, create something unique. So that will take me to prototyping. During prototyping, my favorite part of this whole innovation phase is where you get crazy in terms of, so now you have decided on the solution you want to go to with, the type of business model you want to build. So right now you prototype. So it's like creating a minimum viable version of your product, in the sense that you want to test facts. So some of you don't want to, the mistake a lot of people make in business is that, take for example, they want to start an ice cream business, let's say ice cream business, for example, and then you buy your ice cream machine, you buy your ice cream scoop, buy the material, buy this and everything. You set up your ice cream area, and then you launch. Whatever type of idea is, whether you're trying to set up a movie shop or something, and then you set it up and you launch. And guess what? You launch and then no sales. What's happening? And sometimes money is gone, money is lost. So that's crazy, and it happens over and over, and that's the biggest mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make. That is why you need to follow the human-centered design thinking methodology. So in this process, it's telling you that do not launch your business just like that. Not just maybe because you got money somewhere, you just buy. You want to fix this, you want to make this beautiful. You are making the biggest mistake of your life. The first thing you need to do is prototype. So you learn more about prototyping. We'll teach you that. You will see different types of prototyping. Prototyping could even be acting it out. It could be demonstrating something. So if you are to, for example, we're creating digital stuffs, it could be to do maybe a simple website demo. It could be something that you could sketch as something that you want to get feedback from your customer as soon as possible. If your prototype is taking you 2 months, 3 months, 5 months to create, you are doing it wrongly. You want to fail faster in order to succeed sooner. So that's how the methodology for prototype works. You will learn that you have a lot of some series of documents, simple instructions to read that will guide you in this process when you're implementing it. And tests, during test phase, normally test phase requires that when you create your prototype, you take it out to your users, you get feedback and all those things. But in this innovation lab process now, our test phase, your users will be us and your panel of judges. So they will be the ones, so you're going to pitch it to them, your mentors, and you're going to demonstrate it to them. They will be the one they'll ask you questions, they'll give you feedback, and then they'll be the one to assess if it's viable or not. You understand, if it's going to be sustainable or not, if it's worth it or not. So that way, you know, post the program, if it is something you want to implement for moving forward or not, so that you don't invest a lot of money in something and then that doesn't work. But prototyping makes you have that best experience. So this is the 6-step innovation process we are going to use during the design thinking. Don't worry, we already designed the curriculum very well. You have a series of instructions. Sarah will guide you and do some demonstrations. You get it. We'll not put everything there because you get overwhelmed. So we'll release the information gradually as we have been doing, so that you can take it one at a time. But please make sure you check your task calendar regularly, because you need to submit your work at the deadlines. Make sure you meet up with the deadlines, because if you are not, then it would not allow you to, you'll not be able to complete the rest of the process. And another thing you need to know is that when you are, if you are deadlines and you notice that, oh, your team members are not really committing to this, they are doing something else, and then you're not able to meet up. So give your best. You will report that during the assessment. So give your best, do what you can do, submit. If you cannot complete it and you're almost at deadline, assign. That's why you're a team. Two heads, they say 2 heads is better than 1, right? Assign, reassign. So some people can share the tasks and say, this person can work on this person can work on this, and then you bring everything together and learn from what this other person did and review their work. Then you move forward. So that way you are able to meet up fast and quick. So that's the whole thing. So we will launch the welcome folder soon. In that welcome folder, so I think we already launched a welcome folder. In that welcome folder, you have, please go through the document, read the tasks one at a time. I think you will see some videos. Please watch it. Some of my teaching are there. Someone from Stanford, and also you'll also be able to see some other things that you can read to equip you of this process. Then finally, you'll be able to do a survey. Please take the survey. We really appreciate it to understand. So we want you to take the survey at the beginning and at the end. That way we can assess your level of improvement and be honest about it. So because we want to be able to grade, scale how you've grown from your the beginning and what you're doing, so that to help us improve on the course, on the curriculum for the next set of people that will be coming, the next set of cohorts that will be going through this challenge. So next thing we'll do, next task after you have gone through the welcome, we will launch today, I think it's today or tomorrow, we'll launch a design your challenge document. In that design your challenge document folder, you will get, so like I said, you will start individually, you look at the task and what it says, and then you'll be asked to do fill in one or two things that you would require to collaborate on later on for Monday with your team, because by that Monday, that will be your first deadline as a team to round up your design challenge, and then so that you can launch fully into empathy and all of those things. Please note that during empathy, when creating empathy, you will see a series of documents that talks about interview guides, teaching you, guiding you how to create interview questions and how to communicate. So ask those questions. Please, I encourage you as much as possible, do those interviews. Right now, you're not in one hall. You are different way across the globe. One day alone is enough to call people, ask people questions, and interview them and get insights. Those potential customers, potential users, reach out to them, go out to anywhere, get insight, ask them, do some of it. So you make sure that during your empathy stage, you actually carry out interviews. If it is a survey, do it, but make sure that it's a very short survey, because people don't like filling too much or typing too much things, and they should just be able to click, and you're good to go. So that interview you do will give you more insight on how to go through the entire process, and it will help you practically experience it real, because the understanding people's needs, the only way you can understand people's needs is actually by speaking to them and hearing from their own experience. So design your challenge, you will see we already designed like a couple of questions to guide you for a start. So we want you to create something like this: how might parents who are struggling to cope with online education help children adapt and learn and not suffer much losses? This is one challenge. It could be that you want to carry out a challenge that addresses parents who are struggling to cope with online education and not. So me, I'm an example of that. So it's hard. I have 2 kids, and then it's kind of challenging trying to meet up with work and at the same time attending to those kids. So especially in this digital age, making sure that they don't suffer losses in terms of education, because truly they've been playing a lot, to be honest. So designing something like this, you might end up coming up with a solution that addresses this need. Or you frame your challenge in a way that is, how might we better support teachers and educators to deliver more inclusive teaching online? How might parents in low-income communities ensure children? So I'm using this as an example because these are the core things at modern age now. So whatever it is in your team, it could be in health, it could be in education, it could be in agriculture. It doesn't matter what you want to solve for. Make sure you design your challenge, you frame your challenge properly. We've given you a guide on how to frame it. So that when you're framing it, it should come out like this, something very simple that when somebody says, you know that, oh yeah, this is a need that we need to solve for. So yeah, these are just a few examples. You have more examples in your folder. So create yours. If you find it hard to create yours and you don't know how to develop anything, just pick one of the things that we already created. And yeah, all the best with it. So right now, we'll just take a quick 5 to 10 minute break and just grab water, because so I don't want you to leave. Don't leave the meeting. You can just stay muted. So that is to mute your video, that's fine. All I need you to do is, if you want to grab water, grab anything, just take a snack shortly. Sarah would introduce us into the folder, how it's going to work, so that you get a better understanding, and then we would open up for questions, yeah, and feedback as well. So so make sure you are back in the next 10 minutes. We would start shortly. So grab water, grab anything, and have a wonderful time. Some of you are still chatting, go ahead. You can still keep responding in the chat. Thank you. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much for, so we're back. Thank you so much for being patient. Please unmute your videos and you can open up your videos so that we can see you. So we would dive back to next step, next introduction. So I think Sarah will take us through. So we want to learn a little bit more about like the team folders, how that work, what kind of instructions will you see, the tasks, the deliverables. So Sarah is going to do a simple demo to explain or demonstrate how this would work real time and how you can collaborate. Then afterwards, if you have questions, we'll dive into questions. So shortly, I would unmute you, Sarah. So please go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna make you, so I think you'll be able to share your screen. So I'll take off mine. So thank you. So Sarah would share her screen and then demonstrate how you could navigate the Google Drive and respond to tasks. Yeah, over to you, Sarah.
Okay. Is that working? Is it just showing my Google Chrome window? So, as Cynthia said, your first task that can be completed over the weekend is the frame your design challenge task, and this is where you decide on the problem that you're trying to solve to help get the right frame on the problem that you're going to go forward with. So this isn't about deciding your business idea or your solution straight away. It's simply an exercise to articulate an issue you would like to tackle and to form a question that you can progress forward with as a team, that shall focus and guide your innovation development. So when you have the folder in your team folder, so that will probably go in by latest Saturday, you'll see it appear, and in it there's some videos, a worksheet to complete individually, an Excel spreadsheet to contribute to, and a worksheet to complete as a team. So as I said, the overall aim for you is to identify an issue as a team that you're all passionate about by the end of the process, by the end of the Frame Your Design Challenge task, so you can hit the ground running on Monday. So to complete this, you'll need to go into your team folder where, as I said, over the weekend, your design challenge folder shall be released to. This is where each innovation folder shall appear throughout the challenge. So this applies to each phase, but I'm going to run through just your Frame Your Design Challenge task specifically now. Each innovation folder shall contain 3 subfolders, as you saw. So this one is laid out slightly differently. So normally you'll have an instruction folder, a task folder, and a deliverables folder. The instructions folder shall contain one task table that includes all the steps for the worksheets, the templates, tasks, etc. that have to be completed as part of that phase. So whenever you want to remind yourself or check what you need to do next, refer back to the task table that's in the instructions. The task folder is where you'll find all the worksheets and the templates for the work that has to be completed for that phase. So the tasks are labeled 1, 2, 3, etc., corresponding to the steps of the task table that are in the instructions folder, so you can follow what you should complete first, and so on and so forth. And then finally, there's the deliverables folder. You can see that on my screen now, which, when you start the innovation phase folder, shall be empty. So if we go into this one now, there's nothing there, and that's because it hasn't been completed. So then if you go back, so as you move through the task documents and you complete the tasks, you'll move them to the deliverables folder. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And this is the folder that your mentor can access and therefore assess and give feedback on. So if you do not move your work across, then your mentor can't review it or access it. So it's really important that you do that. And this is the approach that you should apply to each phase as a team. So let me go through the design your challenge. So this is what the folder will look like when you come to it, when it's released into your team folder. So you have step 1, step 2, and then the deliverable. So you'll go into step 1 and you'll see you have instruction and task. They're always labeled 1, 2, 3, and so on. So you know the order that you need to go in. So go into instructions, and then you'll see frame your design challenge. So if you then open up this document, this is the document that kind of runs you through the step 1 instructions. So for this one, you should complete this task individually and follow the process below step by step. So you'll see we've got step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. All of these sections that are blue and underlined are links to worksheets. So if you click them, so step 1 is watch this video to get an overview of the process for framing your design question. If you go to that, it will then open the video that you need to watch. And then you've done that one, you can move to the next one. So frame your design challenge worksheet. This is what you're completing. And then step 3 and step 4. So once you've done all of this or read through, you can go back to the instruction, back to step 1, and into task. So you know what you're doing, and you know the tasks will be in number 2, the task folder. So then you go into the task folder after reading your instructions, and here's the worksheet you need to complete. So as it says at the top, this is the individual worksheet. You just work through that by yourself over the weekend before Monday. And then once you've done that, you know you've completed step 1. So you go back. So these tabs along the top here, this banner, this is how you can navigate all of your folders. So if you click this, so you're in this one, and if you click the one before, that will simply take you back to the folder before. So we've gone back to the main folder, and then you go into step 2, into instructions again. So just follow the same process, and then into this document, these instructions. And then this is when you will complete this part of the task as a team. So the first instruction is insert your frame challenge in the how might we sheet. So this is an Excel spreadsheet. So you would just read through these steps again, and once you know your instructions, you can go back and into your task. So here there's the 2 tasks that correspond with the instructions. The first one is the Excel spreadsheet. So don't worry, when you do just have this in your folder and you can work through it yourself, you can see the clear instructions so you'll know what to do. And then you have the final design challenge framing that you do as a team. So this worksheet is slightly different to the individual worksheet because this is a piece of work that you will have to submit to your deliverables folder. So you'll work through this, and then as you can see at the bottom, it says, once you've completed this final design framing with your team, move this document to your deliverable folder and share your design challenge with your mentor to get feedback. So to do that, you right-click the document itself, and this is only when you've finished, and then you select move to, and you can see that this pop-up box shows you the folder that you're currently in. So if you navigate backwards with this arrow, you come to the step 2, and then you go back again, you can see that you've got step 1, step 2, and then deliverable. And then you'll click deliverable and you'll move it there. And then that folder, when you have finished everything, so this is for each phase, but we'll just start with the design challenge one for now. When all of your work is finished and you've reached the deadline, you will have to share this folder with your mentor. So to do that, you use this icon here at the top, which will open a box that looks like this, which gives you a list of emails with people that you may regularly share work with, or if you haven't got the mentor's email already there, you simply type it in. So if I wanted to send something to Cynthia, I would type in her email there and it would open, I would select it, and then you could type a message. So this would possibly say, hello, whoever your mentor is, I've just completed this work and have shared my folder with you. Yours sincerely, whoever it is. So make sure that you always share it with your mentor. And this box here that says notify people will mean that when you do share it with your mentor, they are receiving an email to their inbox saying, this team have just completed this work and shared it with you, so they can take a look. So I think that is about everything. One other thing that's really important that I should have said earlier is that when you are doing the individual worksheet, so that is step 1, you need to make a copy of this sheet, because we have one sheet that everyone that we created as the original, and if we edit that sheet, then it will change for everyone on Google Drive, because that's how cloud computing works. It will just change one document and constantly edit and update. So when you come into step 1 and to your instructions, sorry, not your instructions, your task, and you see the individual challenge framing sheet, so it's your first worksheet that you're doing by yourself, you need to make a copy of it. So again, like you would for moving something, simply right click it and select make a copy. So once you've made a copy and it's duplicated the document, change the name of the document. So if I open this up, you can see that the name here is Design Challenge Framing Individual. So if you rename this file here, so you just go into the top and say, if it was for me, I would just change it to Sarah. So then I know that that sheet is the sheet I'm working on and no one else will make changes to the work I've created. So I think that is about everything. Cynthia, Semwa, do you want to add anything? Or shall I go over anything again? Do I need to unmute?
Hi, Sarah. Okay. Yes, you, because I made you host, so I could not unmute myself. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, thank you for that. So thank you so much, Sarah. That was wonderful. That was a good one. And then you can make me host back. Okay, wait, before you do that, so I think there was one other thing you didn't demo. Can you share your screen again? You need to show them how to So when they are sharing their deliverable folder, I would like to explain something. Sharing their deliverable folder with their mentors. So one thing that wasn't demonstrated is that we want the mentors to have comment-only access. So I would like you to demonstrate what that means. So somebody asks if you could share your individual work. Please don't share individual work. Please don't share one document at a time. Share, so when you are done with all the work and every single thing, task that you need to do, move them to your deliverable folder. Sarah, did you show how to move?
Yeah, I can go over it again.
Yeah, so if you move it to your, after you're done. So let's start with the team, the individual design your challenge, because they need to make a copy of that first. For the team, they don't have to make a copy of that. But so when you open your tax document, for example, you see, okay, like, yeah, Sarah did. So what you do is to rename that document to make sure that you take off that copy off. Rename it, and then some documents, and for every document before it goes to your deliverable folder, please rename it. Do not remove the major name that we have there. So for example, we have this is challenge framing. All you need to do is to put your first name, last name, remove the copy off, and then put your team number. Then if it is like a general team document, like the one you work together with your team, all you need to do is to have only that document title and your team number. That's all. So yeah, good, Sarah. So take off the copy of, take out copy of. So can we see how she's doing it? So make sure that you do this before you move it to your deliverable folder. Then, so when you are done, go to your deliverable folder. So the reason why you have to create a copy of it, because every individual task, in fact, this is the only individual task you will have, the beginning one. Other ones will be collaboratively, and then you can decide to share it among your team. So when you get to when you do that, you move it to your deliverable folder. So for the individual tasks, do not move that task. So I think the instructions will show you what to do, because when you're done copying it, it will tell you where to copy things into. I think that's the step 2. You have to put it into the Google Sheets in this step 2. So yeah, open it up and give a demonstration what they are meant to do. Open it up. Google Sheets, the Google Sheets, yeah. So after you're done with that individual task, which is the first thing you will do during this challenge, first task, you'll be asked, so when I challenge you framed, you'll be asked to come and fill it here. So I did a sample, how might we equip adolescent girls with the knowledge and support? So by the time you're done with your own individual task, you would have framed your own challenge question. And all you need to do is to come and put it here, you drop it. So you can clear off my own, or you can leave it there, wherever you want to do. But make sure you don't include it to your listen, but add your own question here, and then put your name by the side. So and wait for your team members to fill in theirs. When everybody completes theirs by Monday, then you can work collaboratively to vote which one you like. So all those instructions and directions are on the document. You will see that in your instruction folder. Then I wanted to clarify when you are done and you move the main document, so follow instructions, please. Follow instructions very carefully. There's only one document they ask you to move to your deliverable folder. So most of it are the final completed tasks. So if you have a series of tasks that you completed, or some template that you were asked to fill after together with your team, after completing that is the one you move. So in this situation, you're only going to fill in this document 2. So this document 1, how might we, was just like a brainstorming part for you and your team to decide on the final how might we question you want to work with. But when you complete it in this document 2, so this document 2 is the one you move to your deliverable folder for your mentor to access. So you don't need to move the sheet. But when you go to other stages, you will see that you might have to move multiple documents. Any document you complete, any template you complete, you have to move it to your deliverable folder. Then, Sarah, can you show how to share the deliverable folder again?
Mm-hmm.
So you are not necessarily going to share the part documents with your mentor. Like I said, you will share this whole deliverable folder, like this one whole folder. By that time, all your tasks and everything, all your completed tasks and everything is already inside it. So see what Sarah did. You click on that. So there are different ways to share. You so click on, yeah, just try to share with anyone there. Any other person except me, because it will require I need to demonstrate comment access. Yeah, click on it. Okay, so now when you type what Sarah indicated there, I think, okay, so it says you can give view access or edit access. Sarah, when you give view access like this in a folder, does it allow the person to comment on it?
I think it does, yeah.
So, yeah.
They just can't change anything.
Okay, good. So what you do is to give you access to your mentor. Do not give edit access. Very necessary, because we do not want mentors being the one to fill it in for you. And if we see that mentors have edit access, we will not like approve that part of your work. So except you have challenges. And then I think can you demonstrate the documents? So make sure you edit the settings to give view access before you send. And then you can also go into your deliverable folder, open it up. Assuming you can open up a particular type of document. Let's just show how to share that document and what I meant by comment.
Just sharing one document.
So yeah, not sharing one document, but they won't share one document, but I want to demonstrate something with one document. Just open it up. So can we have go to where the document is in the folder, not opened up. So they don't have to, okay, yeah, you can also open up the document, whichever one, because there are different ways to do it. So let's show them that. Click on the document you already opened. So, yeah, click on share. Can you see the blue button to the right? Click on share. So what you want to do is to make that access comment. So come down to get link. Come down to get link. Change the link. So see editor, can you see? So you can decide to click on, so make this link commenter. So that's when you have completed your task and you are sending it to your mentor. So after you've shared the folder, you give the mentor view access. What you need to do is now come to the document and you can change it to commenter so that your mentor can be able to comment directly on your document in order to give you feedback or anything. So yeah, but if you have challenge doing that, let somebody on your team help with that. Otherwise, review how to do that on YouTube or on the digital skill lesson that we already shared with you. So that's it basically. So I think that's all. We would like to open up for people to ask questions right now. Yeah. So Sarah, you can make me the host back. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, thank you very much. So that's the end of our presentation right now. I really hope that you all understood what we shared with you. You all got it very clearly. So I would open up for questions now. Sarah, you can review maybe some of the chats, and then if there are, I might later on open up, like, I know some of you are raising your hands. Right now, I won't unmute you yet. Let's just take a few questions in the chat, then I will unmute you to speak later. Sarah, can you maybe coordinate? So I'm going to unmute you, Sarah. Okay, yeah, you're muted. So can you coordinate some of the few questions that we got already on the chat?
So there's some questions about the individual worksheet. Don't worry about sharing your individual worksheet, just complete it and then move on to the next task. That doesn't need to be seen by your mentor. It's kind of just for you to work through yourself and then share your ideas with your other team members. So don't worry about sharing that. Hello, how do we know our mentor? The mentor's email is on the team contact information sheet that Semwa shared through the email. Check your spam folder for the email, and all your team members' details and your mentor's details should be on there. And then you can email and set up a WhatsApp chat.
Yeah, so we added the contact information for your mentors already in the document. So you'll see that there. So check contact information. And then someone's asking about sharing. So yeah, I will definitely share this, some of these resources. We'll also share the video with you later. Because we have over 300 people, we only have limited space. So not everybody could even join the meeting. So we'll share the recording, but we have to convert it first to video to YouTube, so for make it easy for you to download in case you have network issues.
Someone's asked, can we allow mentors to view and comment on the document? That's fine, isn't it, Cynthia? I think it was just a bit confusing about how you do both processes.
Okay, so let's demonstrate how to comment. That's the reason why we asked you to go through digital skill primer, especially the G Suite primer, because it describes simply how you can comment, how you share, because right in it. Okay, Sarah, let's demonstrate it. You can open it up again. You can open it up again. I'm going to make you host again. Then and when you comment directly to me, and then I will respond so that you can see what we mean by comment.
Okay, so for commenting, so in your design challenge task, the only document that your mentor needs to see and be able to comment on is the final task that's in step 2. So if I just go back to the start of the folder, this is what you see in the entire design your challenge folder. Step 2, task, and then this is the document that you'll complete as a team that needs to be shared. So it needs to be moved to the deliverables folder, which we went through before, but it also needs to have the access changed. So to do that, you come to this blue tab at the top. And then you go to get link. And then you have the link that you can send to your mentor in an email. But this here decides what they can do with the document. So they could just view it and not be able to do anything. They could edit it, which we don't want, because that would mean they could change your work. And then there's commenter, so they can add the feedback. So make sure when you do it, it says commenter.
Yeah, but let's just demonstrate how to, like, what they call it, comments. So like, imagine commenting directly to, because I think even the teams to need to see that they can have conversations directly. So type something into the document, assuming you filled it or somebody filled it and another person just saw it or saw an error and needed to clarify. So type something there, then comment on it, assign that comment to assign that comment to me so that I can reply.
So you might start filling in your worksheet, and then you perhaps have a query about whether you're doing the right thing, or you just want feedback, or you want to communicate with someone else in your team. So to add a comment, you would go right click and click comment, and then it will come up with your name, and you can say, is this, and then if you're assigning it to someone, you would then put at.
So don't assign it yet. Clear it off. So just comments first.
Okay.
So this is like a demo of what it looks like. So I think the people who are working on this document, who have access to this document, would definitely receive a notification on their mail.
And yes, everyone can see this.
Everyone can see this. But another thing is that if you want, if one specific person, so maybe you are sending it to the mentor, you're trying to get the mentor's attention on that specific portion of the document. No, don't, just leave that one. You can leave that one aside there. Or, okay, yeah, you can reply. So let's do the reply. Let's demonstrate reply. So you can reply, type what you want to type and mention the person's name, or you can mention the person's name first, then you type anything, whichever format you want to follow. So click on mine. Click on mine. So reply. So that specific person would, so assuming this one, you are trying to comment and get one of your team member to see this. So you when you do that, that person will get an alert in the email. So once the person gets an alert in the email, so 1 second, I think then the person will be able to directly reply into the document. So let's say, for example, so right now I haven't received it yet, but I think it's next. Well, okay, yeah. So then the person will be able to see it and then reply directly into the document. And then another thing you could do is to copy the set of area where you are not so clear on. So look at the question, for example, Sarah, highlight the portion, try a single sentence that conveys the problem. Highlight that portion. So if you are trying to communicate to someone and you want to get clarification on only one portion of that, you can highlight that whole portion. If it's the entire document and say, oh, this part is not, you're trying to give this, oh, this is not good, let's rephrase this. You can highlight that whole thing and then comment directly on it. So yeah, that's how it's done. And that's why we asked you to do the digital scale so that you'll be able to collaborate on the document with your team members. So let's go over back to the questions, to take more questions. Yeah, and then some people are asking about the team. If your team is not, so we hope that we're going to restructure, yeah, Sarah can make me host back. We're going to restructure this whole thing, like for the team members, in case you're in a team and you're just 3 or just 2 or just 1 or nobody, we're going to restructure you, just be patient. For now, start wherever you're meant to do. So we restructure and then send you notification and we want to take off those people who are not going to be committed throughout the entire process. So yeah, that's for the team members. And then someone is asking the final sheets that we are to add to deliverables with each entry all individual works or fields by just one team member. So in the final sheet, that's a good question. So in the final sheet, like we said, it's collaborative stuff. So you can choose to share it individually. You can choose to, that's why it's even good. You have like an easy to reach out. So if, for example, you can choose to communicate to your team and brainstorm and say, oh, maybe you're brainstorming, adding something on the chat to rephrase it. And then one person, the team leader, can either do it or can assign or delegate tasks to one person who's very good at writing to rephrase all the contributions that the team members have made. So team members, you can contribute, either you contribute directly into the document or you create, so you can always in your task calendar, your task folder, you can always create a document. So you create a new document and use that to do your contributions, your add-ins, and then one person can copy that and transfer it in and fill it in into all the folders. Or you can choose how you want to do it. So it's up to you. That's what's part of the purpose of being in a WhatsApp group, so that you can discuss about how you would go through any tasks. And then another thing is you can also have calls together with your team, so that you virtually brainstorm and share ideas verbally. So that's another thing you can do. Yeah, Sarah, do you have any one? So okay,
with people saying that they haven't, there's only a few people in their team and they haven't heard from anyone else yet. I'd say give people a bit more time to respond. If by Sunday they still haven't, I think we're going to try and release a sheet or something, some way that you can report if your team is missing members, and then we'll try and resolve that. And check your spam folder for the team allocation email.
Yeah, I think I also clarify that actually we are working on it. So now you've filled in your team contact. You don't have to worry or do any other thing. All you need to do is to be patient. We are going to restructure the team. When we restructure the team, we'll automatically take out those. So we'll do that today, because we gave the deadline as yesterday. So if nobody has showed up to now on their team tasks, especially right after this meeting, we will take you off. So it's as simple as that. We're not going to wait up to Sunday, because you need to start your own individual design challenge and complete it by Sunday or Monday, so that you can start your work with your team on Monday. We would not want to keep other people waiting. So if we need to restructure your team and you need to, I will want to put you into a new team quickly, so that you can start getting along with the new set of team members. So yeah, we'll do our best to meet up today. If you have not, and then we'll notify you. If you have not been reassigned yet, we'll definitely do that latest by tomorrow. So just be patient. And then like Samuel said earlier, please do not send, pardon me. So I didn't even know my video was off. So do not send what they call it, direct or private email to me, to Samuel, or to Sarah. I beg you, because especially now that, just right now that Sarah demonstrated it, somebody just sent me an email to my private Gmail. That's very silly. You shouldn't do that. We have the general communication. We've indicated that you're a mature adult, so we want you to be able to follow those instructions. So please do not send me any private email. Do not send Sarah or Samuel private email. Just follow it, send the emails to info or to the general classroom. It's really important. If you send it to the general classroom, that's fantastic. Be patient, we'll respond. I took my time to respond to quite a number of people early this morning. If it's a private thing, then you can send it to info, except it's not private. If it is private to your teams in particular, that you don't want, that maybe during the innovation phases, and you're not, maybe you don't have to share what you're already done with other team, you can send that private in the email. But if it is a general question that will benefit other people, please send it. It's very important to communicate via the classroom mostly. Yeah. So let me unmute some people who have been raising up their hands. So Tokoni, you would like to say something? You have a question? I would just unmute you shortly, and then I'll also take some other questions. Yeah. Then Sarah, you can, while somebody's speaking, anybody want to talk can raise their hand. I'm not going to give chance for everybody. Most of the time, please ask your question directly on the chat. Then Sarah can help. Sarah, you can help to review that while some other person is asking. And then also try to keep yourself like unmuted, so that it's easy for you to speak. So Tokoni, I just unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to ask what listen, what I should do if the remaining team members do not respond.
Okay, so that's
because I have tried checking the participants and they are not there also.
Okay, so if you were like paying attention very clearly, you heard me, we probably would have heard me say we are working on that and we will restructure. So some of you, if you have 40 members, it's likely that we might add one more person to you. Then some of you, if you have like 3 or 2, it's likely that we might dissolve that team and then put you in a team that already have other larger number of people, or we might add more people to you. It depends. So you would get notification on that soon. So please be patient, like I said. And then note that we initially structure the team in form of area of interest. So health, agriculture, education, and all those things. But it's up to you as a team to decide whatever, which area you want to solve for. It doesn't have to be those area of interest. Whatever it's that you are interested in, you can decide as a team which area you want to solve for. And especially for the fact that we are putting people into teams. So know that right now we will not put you, it's not likely that we'll put you into your area of your team of interest. So because of the restructuring, if you were probably in agriculture and you were just 2, and then we have other agricultural teams that are filled up, we will have to maybe put you somewhere else. And so when we say agriculture or health, it's just the things that you indicated in your application that you have interest in. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So thank you. You can mute yourself back, Connie. So I'm going to allow Zahara. Zahara, I'm unmuting you. Please ask your questions. Tell us where you are calling from because you didn't you didn't put your country right side of your name. So yeah, go ahead. Zahara. So I'm going to meet you back. I'm not sure.
Yes, please.
Sarah, do you have any question that you would like to respond to? So, okay, I'm unmuting you, Sarah. You can stay unmuted so that it's easy for you to just respond and I don't have to unmute you.
Okay, I've gone through some of the questions on the chat box. So to clarify a few things, when you're starting a task for the individual task, you copy it first and rename it with your first and last name, and then you work on it. So don't make a copy of the document after completing the task. It's only important that you do it to start with so that everyone in your team is working on a different document. Someone's asked me about timing and said all the deadlines for some of the activities seem really close. And obviously most people are balancing doing this challenge with, you know, work or school. So that's completely understandable. We know it's a really compressed kind of time period and it is an intense program. But it's how we have to do it, and it's something you can just get really involved with for that 2 weeks, and you know, just work hard for this 2 weeks. And remember, you're doing it as a team, so every task that you're seeing on the task calendar in your team folder isn't for you as an individual to do by yourself. You're not taking on everything alone, you're going to spread out the workload. So we know it's a lot of work and you have to put effort in, but remember that you can split it up between people and you can manage it with your team members. So just try your best, and we understand you're balancing it with other commitments.
Yeah, that's true. You can split up tasks within your team members, but whenever you split up tasks, make sure they are all working on one same document. You are not necessarily doing different documents, because if you do that, you will not be able to see all of those documents. You work together on that one document that was created for you. For team task, for team tasks, take note of that, all on one document, except it's indicated in the instructions individual. And I think the only individual task is that first one we demonstrated for you. And Jane from Rwanda said it would be helpful to provide guidelines. Some of you might be coming late, so I think it would be helpful that you go through this video later if you come in, if you're joining in late, because we already indicated that there are instructions in your task folder that will guide you on what to do. You have videos, you have slides, and you have documents, and you have Google Sheets. All of these things will guide you on what to do. You're just literally filling templates, that's all, and watching guidelines. So that's most important, yeah.
There was another question about the final pitch presentation. That is going to be done as a group, so you wouldn't do that individually. You would create your presentation. How Cynthia says, most things are being done as a team. You create your pitch presentation as a team, and you would present it to your mentor, and if you get chosen for the final pitch event, to everyone else as a whole entire group.
Okay, so I'll give a few more people to ask, so please ask quickly. If I already answered your question or Sarah already answered your question, please put down your hands so it's so that we don't do repeat questions. And then another thing is, I think I almost forgot, is that team leaders, we are going to do an orientation section for you, I think by Sunday evening. So someone will definitely send out invite for that. We'll have an orientation session for you. Please make sure to attend that. Then during the week, we would open up maybe a few webinars that would allow some expert mentors to teach you some other things, or we would open up some webinars that will be strictly for Q&A. So in case you're having challenge with how to go about with some of your tasks or whatever thing you are asked to do, we would definitely open some time Q&A virtually for you to ask and would respond to them. So I'm going to give Tarilade, please ask your question quickly because we'll soon round up. We just have a few more minutes to close this meeting.
My question is, if we have to move the teamwork to the deliverable folder, do you still have to share the final design challenge with our mentor? Or same, after sharing it with our mentor, do you still have to move it to the deliverable folder? That's my question.
Okay, good question. So when you are done with your tasks, like in the task documents, so please note, don't be, so you know that each of those documents, you see the one that indicates on that, by the time you complete a document at the end of it, you also see some instructions in your instruction document or in that document that says move to deliverable folder, so that it's easier for you to know which one to move and which one not to move. So if you move it into your deliverable folder, when you are done with all the tasks in that phase, so we have different phases. We have design challenge phase, so don't confuse it. It has a folder of its own. We have empathy phase, it has a folder of its own. We have ideate phase, it has a folder of its own. So if, for example, you are in empathy phase, when you are done with all the tasks in that empathy phase, you will be asked to move a specific set of documents to the deliverable folder. Then when you move it into your deliverable folder, you will now share that deliverable folder, the entire folder, with your mentor. So you're not sharing one document per time with your mentor, you're only sharing the folder, but that means you must have completed the entire task for that phase. You understand? And share before, so that the mentor can start doing his or her own assessment while you have moved on to your next innovation phase. So that's the idea. And then in case your mentor give a comment to review something, while you are working on your next innovation phase and the mentor responds to a comment, take that comment as feedback and have one or two persons to just re-edit, assess that, re-edit that thing and get it done. Then you continue your work. Because we compress this is something that some people do for 3 months. We made it very compressed for you to be able to experience it in a rapid process. It's going to be, it look too fast to look like you're not meeting up, but don't worry. we understand, and if there's any lapses anywhere, but that's why you are doing it as a team. So know how to delegate tasks and collaborate to make it faster. So I'll give, so I don't know, so if your name, please, you need to rename yourself. I see somebody in Phoenix, you need to go to participants and or click on more and rename yourself. I won't give you audience if your name, if I can't see who is speaking. So I have Nkosikona. I hope I got the name correctly. So I'm going to unmute you. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Cynthia, for the opportunity. The name was spelled correctly. I think my question is just brief. I heard you talking about that you are going to later post this meeting, a recording of this meeting on YouTube. Yes, and I would like to know or to request, how will we get the link to the YouTube upload of this video? And if we are also going to be uploading the previous one, we happened to miss it because of bad connection. I can see in the group you posted the Zoom link, but we still can't view it properly. So we'd like a way to get, even if it's a direct download or a YouTube download. And please also try to do so for all the subsequent meetings and webinars that will be held on Zoom. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a good feedback. Yes, we plan to share that, and we already. So why you haven't gotten all the digital skill primer? We had challenge with the settings, and a team member of ours have to edit it first and then upload it on YouTube before we share the link. So that has already been done. So someone will send that out soon. Probably today. So we will send that out, and we'll also send this recording too. And then we'll make our efforts as much as possible to send the recording sooner. But we intend to send only the YouTube link. So it means that even after this recording is done, you have to be patient. It might come in the next day because we need to do the editing, then upload on YouTube before we share that with you. So yeah, but thank you so much for mentioning that. So Zara, please make sure you speak this time. I'm unmuting you. Go ahead. Zara, are you there? Okay, Sarah, can you take more questions that you already have? Okay. Yeah, Sarah, maybe you could just do one or two more last questions, then we'll close up because I think we're out of time.
I think we have covered most of the questions from the chat.
Okay. Okay, so let me just give maybe Miriam and Sylvester the chance to speak. One last, then I think that's the only two hands raised up, then we'll end the meeting. So Sylvester, I'm unmuting you. I don't know why it's not letting me. Yeah, go ahead. You're muted now.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. My name is Sylvester DME, and I would like to ask about what happens after the innovation program. I mean, like when we get the idea, when the idea, like when it becomes more concrete, is there any feedback or any support given for those who would like to scale up their ideas, for teams that would like to scale up their ideas?
So excellent question, Sylvester. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Excellent. So why this is called Innovation Lab? So this is the Innovation Lab. The goal is to make it like an incubator too. So for now, at this stage, we want to help you get that idea out as soon as possible. The second thing is that we hope, so we are not likely going to, so we want to support those who will be willing to actually implement their ideas as much as we can. So we're going to provide any form of support, both training, including or access to grants or any potential funding. Those who actually implement their ideas will be the first go-to point when we have funding to give out to support in implementation. But you have to first demonstrate to us that you are committed to this by at least putting up your own funds in terms of implementing or getting things done. And keeping us updated, either on social media or email, whatever it is. That way we know how which team is interested in moving forward with the idea or is actually doing something. Then we would work with those teams in sourcing out for funding and also potentially even investing if possible. So one thing, another thing is that we also provide ongoing trainings for, especially for those who are mentoring and training for those who are implementing their own idea. And then another thing is that in case your team come up with something that even if it doesn't win, does not mean that you cannot implement it. And again, it does not mean that if all team members are not interested, because some team members here are professionals, they could be working, some are, so many people join this program for different reasons. It could just be to learn new skills, it could be to network, it could even be because of the prize. So whatever that reason is, some people, it could actually be to start a new business. So this could be an opportunity for you to see different solutions that you want to try. So some of them we might even upload that solution, different types on our platform. And then if there's anyone that you feel like, oh, you want to join them to actually implement it, or you want to carry on this, and so feel free. It doesn't matter which team you are from. You can actually either collaborate, or you can join, or you can even decide to implement it on your own if you feel that this idea resonates with you. So that's the essence. And then when you do that, we would want to support you. We would definitely want to support you in every capacity, in mentorship, in training, in funding. We want to support you. So that's one thing why, that's another thing why you should keep us updated, especially join the WhatsApp group, the Facebook group, so that you post things about your work and we can see that regularly. And then you can also connect with us. When you post, make sure you tag us, Inspire Africa, using our social media handles on different platforms, and or you send us email. So that'll be it. Then Mariam, so I'll give you, Mariam, the chance to speak. And yeah. Mariam, are you unmuted right now? Okay, go ahead. I think you're muted now.
Okay. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
First of all, I would like to say that concerning the team sharing and all of that, I didn't know a mail has been sent to me until now, when during the class that someone talked about it, and I checked my spam and I got to know that I have a team. And for now, I've been looking for the team leader so I can start the processes, and she has not said anything yet. She has not responded. And then secondly, concerning the task, I saw something like a task that I'm supposed to do. That task, is this just an individual task, or is a task that I have to share with anybody? I want to know.
So I want to clarify, so stay unmuted. I want to clarify your question. So the first one, you are asking, so you said that so you didn't get the email on time, or you didn't get the email at first, or you didn't know the email the email has already come into your Gmail. So you said that and then right now you found your team, but you can't like necessarily access your other team members. Was that what you meant? Mariam, can you hear me? Okay, I think you're on mute. I just unmuted you. I'm not sure why that's. Hold on. So I'm going to unmute you again. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I said that was what I meant. I cannot really find my team members and even the team leader at large. And then concerning
did you get the email?
task,
did you get the email?
Yes, I just checked my spam and I saw it.
Okay,
I didn't know initially that there was an email.
Okay, don't mute yourself. Hold on, because I'm still asking a couple of questions. So everyone, please make sure you check your spam. And so something is happening when you are receiving email for the first time directly from, so like a direct email from an organization website, email account, most times it goes to spam. So what you need to do is when you go to your spam, I think there's a setting you click and say should not be saved as spam, so that other emails we send would go into your inbox instead of your spam. So you need to unmute, you need to move it to your inbox and then save that email address. So it's easy to, what do you call it? So it's easy for you to always get email directly. Then, Mariam, I said earlier, if you joined us earlier, maybe you joined late, you would know that I said everyone who haven't heard from their team members should be patient. We would just go ahead and fill in. So there's a link, contact information, make sure you fill yours. If you fill yours and other team members have not filled theirs and team leader have not responded, we will definitely restructure that team afterwards. So if by Monday you haven't heard from us, you haven't been put into another team, you haven't joined a team, you haven't started your work with your team, then send us an email, send us a direct email. So yeah, so thank you, Mariam. I think that's it basically. I'm giving lastly, Ryan, I noticed Ryan, I'm giving lastly audience to Ryan. Ryan, you've been you've been raising your hand earlier. Can you tell us where you're calling from and just ask your question quickly?
Okay, thank you. I'm calling from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
My question is, how would the confidentiality agreement work? Like I saw it on the Applied Digital Skills section where it states business plan.
So when you say like the section where it states business plan, what do you mean by confidentiality? Is it the link is it the business plan on the digital skills, or are you talking about the innovation task?
Okay, I mean on the innovation task.
Yeah, so on the innovation task, whenever you click on, whenever you want to share, for example, you will see that you'll be able to know the people who have access to that document. So, and the only people who have access to that document is your team members and any other person you will share it with. So your team members, your direct, like the program coordinators, and maybe your mentors when you share it with your mentor. So those are the only people who have access to those documents. So other team members do not, so each team member have their own, so nobody other person will have access to those documents. And definitely it depends. So anyone who shares that, anything you are doing, so make sure you do not share it with anybody. Do not share that with anybody. It's very important that it's not within this team, or do not share any of your document directly to the classroom or generally. It is only specific to your team and the program coordinators and your mentors. So yeah, so that way we're able to monitor who does what it is. And the good thing about cloud computing is that Google makes it under the settings, we can check history of what you did. So we can check history of who made changes, who made this, who moved document, who clicked this link. So we can check history to track. So it means that, so if you shared it outside of this category of people, we'll be able to know that in the settings, in the history communication. Yeah, I hope that's clear.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we have come to the end of the first day of the Virtual Summit. Tomorrow will be very exciting because we would be hearing stories from entrepreneurs who have been very successful. So someone from health, someone from education sector, someone from tech. All of these are entrepreneurs who have been successful. They've been successful with their business. They've scaled across, they're mostly from Nigeria. They scaled across Nigeria. One other person, Andrew, who was our first speaker, he has scaled, started Oga Venue. He has scaled across Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana. So he opened, got the first venue booking platform. Another one is Abimbola, my pharmacy. She has set up, she raised $500,000 I've set up several My Pharmacy where people can order their drugs across different parts of Nigeria. And then Fumi, like she's doing great things with first mobile library. She started the first mobile library for kids. I read library, and that has done wonderfully well and is scaling. And she has like a very successful school. So we want to learn how these people how they started their enterprise, like how they started. We want to hear their story, and then we want to see how were they able to think about why, like the innovations they came up with, and then how did they deploy digitally, which is most important lessons you need to learn. So I want you to ask questions in that direction because it will give you insight on how to create your own solution and what to think of. So yeah, that's it. So thank you so much. I'm so excited and I'm grateful. Thank you for taking our time and for staying up to the end of this program. So I'm going to unmute you all and allow you to just tell everybody bye, thank you, whatever you want to say. Just give me a minute, I'll do that. So 1 second. So now I think you can unmute yourself and then go ahead and say something. Thank you so much for taking our time to listen to us today.
Thank you so much, people. It was a nice time from Côte d'Ivoire.
Thank you for this lecture.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for this lecture. Bye-bye, people.
Bye.
Team 53, reach out to me on WhatsApp. Yalla, guys.
So team, please reach out to me.
Please.
Bye.
Idoko.